Well, hello. How are you?
I'm well. Are we live here?
We are live. It's funny. I was ready. You and I were writing to each other at the same time. So I think you didn't see me writing back to you. I literally wrote to you and I go, you have the link. I'm ready when you are. And then you wrote, text me when you're ready. And so I don't think you saw mine. So then I'm like waiting for you. And I'm like,
Oh God, are you? I think maybe I saw. Well, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you, but I think it's
Uh,
just funny because we wrote at the exact same time. So then I was like, oh, wait a minute. I guess I got to hit him again because I don't even think you saw my message.
and what was your message?
I said, I said, do you have the link? I'm ready when you are. And that was at
I
8:32.
thought it
And you
was a
go,
different girl. I thought it was a different girl asking about a link. I thought she meant like a sausage link for her. That's the confusion. I thought it was like like a Hillshire Fire.
so you double book yourself on Tuesdays. I don't even get all your time on Tuesday.
Well, no,
I don't even get one night a week.
there's a after the after party, and that's when all the stuff like from Ice
There's an
Wide.
after party.
Yeah, the Eyes Wide Shut stuff happens there.
Really?
Yeah, they say you got the link, and then go here. Here's the link for you.
Eyes wide shut. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to put that away because I didn't get to hold on, and I need to do this too. Wait, I know I did
Now,
this.
oh, wait a
No,
second.
I don't mean
Keep,
to do that, but I have
what?
to.
Listen, you need to keep that like that.
No, no. It's just that it was too. I need the.
Do it
Okay.
again, and then I'm gonna go like this into there. I'm gonna go, and then the fan. It can be like virtual reality. The fan can imagine that they're giving you a Bramski because your uncle Henachis give you one of that one.
At any rate, hello and welcome to the Tuesday Night Festivities After Party. Some folks have compared us to Loveline. Some folks have compared us to Howard Stern and Robin. Whatever you want to say about it, this is
And
where
I
we
bet,
talk.
and also Costello.
This is where we talk about MMA and also pop culture or pop culture. I don't know, dating stuff,
Popcorn.
relationships. So if you guys have questions, in the questions, you guys can always give us the questions. But first and foremost, Hanato, I wanted to just let people know that people are saying right away here. I only hear Womps is saying, "Man, I hope Hanach got your neighbors to reset the choppy Wi-Fi."
You
I
know
agree with
what?
you.
Listen. Who said that?
That was I only hear Womps.
I'll give you a whomps. I only hear a whomps. Well, you lousy,
Read what they say.
ungrateful. Some of this that the lousy. I only hear whomps. You're ungrateful. Um, God,
Yep.
your uncle Henachi's try. He spent all his hard-earned cash on all the best, and he still don't
Also,
work.
hi, David Fiore saying good morning from Durban, South Africa. Hello.
Ah,
Good morning.
hey,
Can you do a
what?
South African accent?
Dit is right, bro. Good
Yeah,
morning
it's
from
tricky.
South Durban. From South Durban. That is
I know
magic,
some
bro.
South Africans. It's a clipped. Yeah, there's like a. It
It is.
sort of sounds almost Aussie, but then it's more clipped and
Yeah.
like
It is. We don't use Krugerrand anymore.
yeah,
We no blood diamond.
diamonds. Yeah. Uh,
I'm not. I never been there, but I heard it's beautiful. I know a couple people from there.
nice, 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 nice. And people are saying, Dean D is saying he likes your slick Rick shirt.
Ah, the one and only, the hula, Slick Hick,
Nice,
one of the
nice.
greatest to ever did it.
Nice, 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 nice. Also, what was I going to say?
What was you gonna say? Who knows at this point?
Well, hey, hi. Thank you, Double Clue, $5 for a Four Loco. I would shotgun a Four
Ah,
Loco if I had one. I've had Four Locos. Have you ever had a Four Loco?
yeah, I had, but the only problem is I only did that once because I just had to find out what was the fuss. But that's after our like Four Loco wasn't a thing when I was drinking like that.
No, I found Four Locos in like in Vegas, while I was covering UFC events actually, as just a media member before I worked for them. So that means yeah, that was or maybe I was working for them, but at the time still doing stuff on my own. So, but yeah, I didn't drink Four Loco as a kid.
Well, yeah, that because they didn't even have that one. But the
Didn't
shit that we
exist.
used to drink that was like that was Cisco and shit like that,
Gross.
which
I
is
never drank that.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's gross.
did. I did. I drank that. I drank all kind
Ugh.
of garbage. I drank a cool. I'd even drank. I fucked with Night Train, any bum wine like a Night Train, Thunderboy.
I did
Uh,
drink blackberry brandy that we would sneak out of
yeah.
Alice's grandma's house's whatever pantry, her blackberry brandy, and I would drink, Bartles and James coolers because that's what we would all drink.
Bottles and James, and then there was another one that was like the rival, the nemesis of Bottles
Right,
and
but
James.
they weren't as
Which
good.
one
Bartles
was
and
that?
James got there first with those two old men.
What was the fucking one that was
Right.
like
What was the other one?
Wasn't it like
Okay, let's look in the
California or
comments.
something?
Does anybody remember California coolers?
Maybe California Cooler. I know there was one called Calvin Cooler. What the?
Zima.
Now Zima came later.
Zima is one though. That was good though.
Zima was bullshit.
Let's see. Let's see. What was that other one called? I don't remember. People are saying
Wow.
it's not Mad Dog 2020, folks. We know what Mad Dog 2020 is. It's not that.
No, Mad Dog 2020
And
is a
it's
whole
not
different.
Boone's Farm either. No, Kara. It's not Boone's
No,
Farm.
Boone's Farm is weak. Boone's Farm is like that's the kind of thing. If the boys was drinking Cisco, we'd have to get
Yeah.
the Boone Farm like Strawberry Field or whatever for the female
Right.
because it's a
Don't
little
blame me,
less
I keep
bite to
asking
it.
you this question every week, Renato.
When we're gonna you're gonna have to found you gotta found Hermes Franca. That's one of the he's one of the original caralho. They say Hermes Frank.
Oh, hey, speaking of the originals, speaking of, and I don't unfortunately have footage of him because I don't get footage of the prelims, but I do have footage of all the main card from this past Saturday, and we can get into these fights. But speaking of one of the originals, speaking of, Team Light Skinned, which we weren't, but I am going to now. Dakar Close got back in action this weekend. And
Dakar Close.
Yeah, he had a hell of a fight. And, I feel bad for him because he has said that, because he's been out for 2 years because he was supposed to fight a year ago and he got pushed by Jeremy Stevens at the weigh-ins and people.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
For being hurt, but he said he immediately felt nerve damage after that push and his arm got numb and he had like neck pain and like he's actually been through a lot of.
You dead serious about this?
I am 100% dead serious about this. And so literally his return this past Saturday, it had been 2 years since his last fight.
Wow. And how he did, I didn't saw his fight.
He did great. He won by knockout. Yeah, he did great.
So it wasn't close. It was a wipeout. No, okay. Well, good for him. I mean, he pushed through the nerve damage. What a strange thing to be able to.
I know.
I seen him in tough fights and not get hurt, and then you get hurt by a push. But anything can happen. You ever seen that one on the? It's like a soccer one where the guy is so mad at the other guy, he like kind of pretend to choke him. He go like yeah, like that to the guy, and then they carry the guy up on a fucking stretcher, and he's like this. Like you have like it's almost like they have the flowers and the I mean. You almost can't believe his heel because the guy like that he's so pissed off he goes no but it almost looked like he stopped himself like from choking the guy but he just made contact with the neck. He go like that and then the other guy goes like that and then they hard cut to them taking him off in a fucking stretcher. He's got like a suit on with a flower in the fucking lapel. And I'm like, how the fuck you're gonna get that hurt from that?
That's crazy. Hey, but no, apparently he really was. But hey, were you able to watch some fights?
I was. I saw.
Okay, so let me cue up the old Belal.
Every time I hear that name, I can't take it serious because are you familiar with House Party, the movie?
I mean, not overly.
Well, that's the name of the character.
I know it, but it's not like I'm like, oh my god, I can recall every.
But
bit
that's the character's name in fucking Martin Lawrence character in that movie is named Balau, and his breath stink. And I can't that. Anyway,
Oh, I
I don't
lost you.
harp on how.
You're 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 breaking up.
Well, I
You're
guess maybe I
frozen.
gotta. Oh fuck!
Oh, there you are.
What? There I am.
Yeah, there you are again. You're back.
Okay. I don't know what to say. I
Okay.
didn't do nothing.
No, but I'm sorry. I didn't know. I don't know that much about House Party.
Well, that's your loss. Let me tell you,
Apparently,
that's your loss.
Cricket Wireless strikes again. You're 100% right, Dean D. Okay, so let me. It's cricket at this point. It's cricket. Okay, so let's take a look. See. Let's take a look. See. Wait. Yo, KB, what are you doing? Okay, here we have Belal versus Vicente. What did you think of this fight? I think at this point, people really need to start putting some respect on Bilal's name. He's
Yeah,
winning these fights, and everybody's still giving him so much grief, but he's winning the
you
fight.
know, the way I look at it is this. I think what's frustrating about like I'm a fan. I'm a pretty big Vicente Luque
I
fan.
know, me too. I really
So
like him.
I really like his style. I like to watch him bang. So in that sense, it was kind of frustrating to watch a fight like this. But on the flip side, for Balau to be able to make it a fight like that is very impressive, and it's incumbent upon the opponent to not let him to do that. So you have to respect him, and you have to say hats off to this guy. On the flip side, there was. It's not exactly what I want. What I wanted to see out of a Vicente Luque fight.
But isn't that
So
also partly because Vicente didn't? I actually expected him to kind of go on the attack more than he did.
yeah, and I think that the reason for that is he became so gun shy, and credit to Belal because he made him to feel like fuck, I'm gonna get taken down. I do not want to get taken down, so he don't want to overextend himself.
Right. Because
So
Bilal's
because
takedowns were very smooth and very fluid, and
very good,
his
and if
shots
you
looked great, and all of a sudden, bada bing, bada
yeah
boom, and Vicente's on his back.
yeah, and if you look at someone like Vasanch, one of the things that's great about him is that one of the things that give him success is when he gets you he can get in danger with the strikes because he can, like they say, he can take one to give one. So that's when he's at his best. But he can't. So he's okay if you punch him or strike at him, but he can't take a takedown and then give you one. You know what I'm saying? So he can't
That
extend him.
neutralizes him.
He can't extend that power that he got because it's like, "Ugh, if I miss, I don't want to get taken down." And that's not Bilal's fault. That's Bilal doing the what he needs to be doing.
That's his job.
But I have to be honest, it's not aesthetically pleasing. You know what I'm saying? It was of course, that's not exactly what you want. If you Bilal's coach and you're a Bilal super fan, you'll love it. But if you just wanted to see two guys really get into it, it wasn't it wasn't the best.
Okay, but here's the thing. And thank you for the donation, Double Clue.
Thank
Much
you, Double
appreciated.
Clue. That's gonna
Much
go straight into Karyn Bryant's pocket.
it. And apparently, Karyn Bryant needs to start paying for better internet for you.
Listen. I have spent you unless there's something else I don't know about where you put a mainframe thing in your house or something like that, or I don't know what the fuck, a satellite. I don't know what else. I did everything the cable company said was the most highest expensive one.
Okay. But
And I
yes,
got a I
thank
got
you.
a fucking router that have like antennas coming out of that one. You know what I mean? Like got like three fucking
I will
antenna.
say this looks better than this part looks better than what you look like on the other show. This is more
Well,
consistently solid than what was on the other internet on the
I think you're
iTunes show.
doing something to sabotage so that you end up looking better. And
Not at all.
frankly, I'll
Hey,
get to the
Franklin
bottom of it.
Cap is saying Bilal outperformed him 100%. He did outperform him.
Absolute.
Um, and there's the thing. And here's the thing. Somebody, wait, where's the? Okay, So JH125 is saying, I just find Belal obnoxious more than any other fighter, including Colby, which I didn't think was possible. LOL. See, here's
I
my
can't
thing.
see that. I can't
Those
see
two
that.
are no, and their fight styles are very similar. So to me, if you're a Colby fan, you're probably a Colby fan because of his mouth more than his fighting style. Because if you're a Colby fan because of his fighting style, then you need to be a Belal
Well,
fan
no,
too.
he said that he hates Colby. He just hates Belal even
I
more.
know they
Uh,
right, of course, right. No, I know this person said that, but and also Belal doesn't like Colby. That's like literally
well, you
Belal
hate
likes
who
everybody,
you hate the people that is most like yourself. You know that.
but he also doesn't like him because of the personality that he
You
adopted,
know
and
that.
he doesn't like the stuff
Karyn
that he
Bryant.
said.
You know when people go, "Hey, I know a guy that is light skinned. He's fine as fuck. He got a great personality. He's hilarious. He look young." They say you guys gonna get along great. I
Right,
go, no, I don't gonna get along with that guy because he's a mirror image of myself, poor huh?
right.
You know, there can be only one.
And there can be
Um,
only one. No, I agree. If somebody's too similar to you,
yeah, if
it
they
can be a
too
little bit of a
fine and they look
like
just
a
like me,
this is my vibe. Like, what are
yeah,
you doing here?
that's my lane. Get the fuck out of there.
Right. What are you doing here? I don't know if
Yeah,
I've ever met somebody who was so similar to me that I felt that way though.
yeah. Hey, Don Chong from Commando. She was your nemesis. You can't be in the
She
same room
would
with
be
that one.
better.
Yeah, you wouldn't be in the same room with that one. You guys, it would be like what's it when they cross the streams in Ghostbuster?
Yes, we don't cross the streams. Okay, so who do you like next for Bilal then? Do you like
Oh,
Gilbert Burns?
Colby. I love Colby. You know why I like Colby?
But do you think
Big.
Colby won't fight Khamzat?
Yeah, yeah. That'll happen. But I'm just saying, if you said who would I like?
Yeah,
If I have my way, I'm gonna give Colby. You know why? Because I think in that situation, because they're so similar, is gonna have to resort to just a slobber knocker where they just beating the shit out of each other. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see two great jiu-jitsu guys, and then it have to become a kickboxing match because there's nothing else to be done.
and
You
it
know,
would get so sloppy between the two of them
I
talking about
would love.
striking.
Yeah, and they would hate each other and they would talk shit about each other and it would be the America shit versus like even though
And
Bilal's
they'd be all
American,
busted up and
but he's gonna make it a whole thing and the most.
oh, of
Oh my
course, Tony
god.
would make it a whole thing.
Yeah, and then oh, I would love to see. Yeah. And
Hey,
by the way, I don't want you to get it twist. When I was saying the stuff I said about Bilal in that fight, I wasn't saying I don't like it, Bilal. I was saying you was kind of asking why he gets so much hate and people is
yeah,
still gonna and I was trying to give you what is the reason for that. Not that
not
I'm
that you
like
feel that
I
way.
don't like the guy.
Right,
I'm not on that um,
right.
I
No,
just
but I get it. I
also
get it.
I'm gonna be honest. I like Vicente style more.
More. Right.
I'm
Get it.
more
I
of a
get it.
fan, not as a person, just like as a fighter. I'm more of a fan of that style.
That's
Okay,
fair. I get it. I get it.
but by
I
no
get
means
it.
do I not like Belal. I don't have a problem with Belal.
Yeah, I get it. And listen, I would love to see him fight Colby too, because I think for a lot of reasons, yeah, it'd be really fun, the build up, and he
Yeah,
doesn't really like each other, and the smack talk could be fun. And like you said, they have a similar style, and so I do think it would be interesting to see who was more dominant with that. But I think realistically, he's maybe going to maybe fight Gilbert because
yeah,
Gilbert
it's
just,
probably
even though
yeah,
Gilbert's coming off a defeat, he's still ranked
yeah.
higher. Bilal was number 6 coming in, and
That's a great
Vicente
fight
was
too.
number.
I'll take
I
it.
know it's
I'll
an
take
awesome
that
fight,
fight.
and
Yeah.
there's a story behind it because Gilbert and Vicente are friends. And
Oh
Bilal
yeah,
knows.
that's high. That's high. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Bilal knows he might just have to work his way through. I mean, he's aware that he's not going to get to like jump the line. You know what I mean?
I got a
He's going to
question.
have to work.
Am I remembering correctly? Am I making this up? Did Alan Joban beat Balau?
Yes, that was his debut fight. Bilal's debut fight was against
Yeah,
Alan, and
I
I was
was
at
trying to
that
think.
fight.
Yeah, Did
And
somebody get
Alan,
poked in the eye or some fucking shit?
well, maybe, but Alan broke his hand, I think, in that one. And
Something
so
strange happened. I remember. I
Bilal
can't.
just kept, no, Alan, I don't think there was an eye poke necessarily. It's just that, so Alan won the first couple rounds, but his hand
Yeah.
was jacked up. And Bilal, his face, he's got a chin on him, right? He can take a punch. And so by the third round, I just remember sitting there thinking, I was like, get on your bicycle, Alan. For the love of God, just get on your
Ah.
bicycle. Like, just get away from this guy. And so they ended up getting fight of the night. And it's a whole thing where we were at the press conference and Dana was up there and I saw Dana like whisper something to Alan. And I even said, so then I had the mic. I'm like, Dana, did you just tell Alan he got fight of the night? And he's like, what the hell? How can you tell? You can read lips. And I was like, yeah, I can tell him. So yes, it's a very memorable night. And so, yeah, Balau was, Alan welcomed him to the UFC.
Wow, yeah, and he's had a lot of success since then. I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
Allen's the only fucking guy who beat it. Wait, who did anybody else beat
Right.
him?
Yes. So Vicente actually had beaten him before. That was a rematch.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. Well,
But Bilal's only
yeah,
lost 3 fights. So that was the whole
yeah.
thing. So yeah.
But in the
But
UFC, you just have Allen and you have Vicente. No?
right. I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah. So anyway, so yeah, so that was that fight, and that was interesting. What was the other fight that you were most interested in from Saturday night? Because I have the main card all queued up, but I'm not sure which one was the
Which
most.
one did I like? There was one that was exciting. Oh, I felt bad for I always hoot for fucking Caramel Thunder, and I know you probably do too.
Oh, I mean, why does
You don't
everybody?
like it, Caramel Thunder?
I don't dislike Caramel Thunder, but everybody acts like he's the hottest thing since sliced bread. Like, I don't think he's that. I mean, I like him as
I'm
a
surprised
fighter. I don't
because
like him because I'm like, oh my God, he's hot. Like,
I
I don't like
think
him that way. I like him as a fighter, though.
first of all, I think he's an exciting fighter, but
Very exciting fighter.
I have to overlook the fact that he looked like a more in shape version of Vinny Mangalesh. But seeing as how you like the fat out of shape pig Vinny Mangalesh, and he looked like a better version of that one, I would expect you to think he's a good looking guy for.
I'm not saying he's unattractive, but I'm not one of those people that's like, oh my God, why is on
You
hot?
just trying to be
That's not who
like
I am.
you just trying to be a contrarian just because
No,
everybody else.
honestly, I don't know. He's very nice, and I saw him. I wished him luck before the fight. I saw him. I was like, hey, on the because I saw him on Friday night, and I said, hey, on the show we were big up in you, and we were all saying like, you guys are going to get fight of the night, and he's like, no, I'm going to get performance of the night, and I was like, you're right, bro. And we fist bumped and stuff. So no, I have nothing against the guy. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I'm not a person that is sitting here thirsty for him.
Well, I'm very surprised about that. I'm
a fan of him as a fighter, though.
color me shocked. Well, I'm a fan of him as a fighter too, and I think there's good stuff to
No, I'll tell you
Kim.
if I think somebody's attractive.
I know
think
you
he's
will.
attractive, but I'm not in that. I know a lot of girls are like, oh my
Well,
God.
I'm gonna tell Caramel Thunder that you said that. He's gonna scratch you off. He's gonna put you on the naughty list, caralho. You're
But
nothing
I
this
agree with you
Christmas.
that I feel bad for him because he's a very exciting fighter,
Yeah,
as is Fialho. And that was the whole
this
reason
is
we
true.
thought it was going to be a great fight. Because for those who don't know, Fialho first came into the UFC on short notice to fight Michel Pereira, the crazy, cartwheels in the octagon, all kinds of crazy wild man stuff. And he had great early rounds with him, and then, faded off a little. It was a short notice fight against a guy who's ready to blitz you.
Against a guy who's very exciting and has had a lot of fight now in the UFC.
Right. So this was a first full camp. Fialho is a Portuguese fighter from Portugal, and yeah, he's got great boxing. And we knew going into this one it was going to be a scrap, and it was.
It was, and it's gonna be like that when you have two guys who fight like that. One of them's gonna fucking get knocked out. And he happened to, Caramel happened to catch a bad one. It happened. Um, well, what we got here? True. Somebody said if it wasn't for Balau, Vinny would be dead. It's not. That's not untrue. Um,
Babalu in his day,
yeah. Well, Balau
Babalu
was
was
saved.
fine. If you want to know about who was hot,
No, Balu is a good-looking man. God, Balu. I love me some Balu. You know, he's a fellow Hanat. He's a fellow Hanach. Even though we think of him as a Balu, his name is Renato. Wait,
uh,
what's the last person said? God,
no, that was just your boy.
oh, true, Balu. Yeah, Balu was have mercy on.
Well, Christian B is saying that you're the real Caramel Thunder, Paul.
Wow, Caralho. I mean, I might be the idol to these young caramel fighters, but true.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yes, did you see this, Hanato? The video, Jay, of Chimaev and Buckley looking to fight Till, and Chimaev saying, "Who is that guy?"
I didn't see that one.
I did see. I didn't watch the video, but I was scrolling by, and I remember seeing something about that of like of Joaquin Buckley, yeah, trying to get into
Okay,
it with Till or Hamzat and or both of them. But I
so
didn't see that
my check on that. This is the first I'm hearing of that. My check on that is that's a smart move for
clout chase.
for Hamzat because it's
No,
like
wait.
no, I'm saying it's a smart move for Hamzat to say he don't know who the fuck that is
Yes.
because that's a fight where there's a lot of fucking danger and there's about zero reward for someone like Hamzat. Like that's exactly the kind of person you want to avoid. If I'm Hamzat's manager, I go, I don't see that guy. Who the fuck is that? Nah, next question.
Yeah.
Nothing in it for that guy. You
Well,
know.
there'd be no reason for him to fight him anyway because Hamzat
But
at this point is ranked so
yeah.
highly.
So the dumbest thing would be to say to get into it with him and give the fans a reason to enjoy that one, and then they
Yeah.
start making a story out of it, and then the UFC really do make that fucking fight. You know.
Right. Right. But
So
I would say I'm saying people are going to accuse Buckley of just clout chasing, of calling out somebody,
so what?
whatever. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and what? You know. So what? Nothing to
Right.
lose in that situation.
Right.
And
But yeah, he
if I'm
doesn't.
Buckley, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call out those kind of guys. You
Yep.
know.
No,
So
you're
you
right.
just gotta know how to play the game.
You're right. You're right. Okay, so here's one I'm curious what your take is, because I like this guy as a fighter, but then there was some sort of scandal after Munir Lazzez.
Oh yeah, I came late on this one. I only saw like the finish. Uh, didn't one of them get finished,
Um,
or it was
this
something crazy? What the fuck happened? Now I'm
this
starting.
one was a this one was a decision, I think. I think this
But
one
what
was.
was the controversy? What happened here?
So this was the one where afterwards, though, he mentioned the guy who.
Oh, he mentioned the fucking gangster. That's what I knew. There was some kind of controversy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? He was fighting a guy from the head cross. You saw the flag?
But he's fun to he's a fun fighter. I like Munir Lazzez. He's good. He's got great like knees, and he's a fun
Yeah,
kickboxer, and yeah, it's just tricky. He's from Tunisia, based out of Dubai. He
yeah,
is one of Nogueira's guys over there. But yeah, he basically mentioning the that
yeah.
person turned into the story of the night.
Well, I think it turned into the story of the night because that one guy was harping on that. Like that one guy had a bunch to pick about it. The
Mhm.
reporter. Now,
But that's fair enough.
me,
You should. I mean, you don't call
I
out a gangster like that
no,
and then
no,
not expect.
no. That's fine. My check on it is I didn't because this was literally the first time I ever heard the guy's fucking name or
Yeah, I
anything like
didn't know
that.
it
I didn't want to weigh in on it or I didn't have an opinion because I'm
either.
like it don't mean nothing to me, but for people who's been affected by the guy, maybe it's like working with Dr. Mengele or some shit. I don't know. So I was I could see both sides. I'm like, this guy, the reporter sounded passionate, but then again, the fighter was like, sounded like he was like, listen, man, I don't know about any of that fucking shit. Okay, this is my moment, please, So I could see both. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't want to be, you know, um, I can't get on my soapbox on this one.
Yeah, I don't know either, and I feel bad. I mean, I feel bad that I didn't know the story. I was on
I mean, how
Spring and
can
I
you
was
know? I
online. but I
Is
just
it in
didn't.
the news? I never heard of this fucking guy.
I too didn't know the story, and so I just was sort of like, I didn't notice it when he called him out. I didn't notice it, and so then I just was prepping for the post show, and I'm reading all this stuff, and I'm like, oh wait, people are hot about this, and so yeah, I did not know the story either.
It's probably
But
big in the UK. It's
but
probably
I
a
do think,
yeah.
yeah, right. But I think it's fair for him to be asked about it because I
Sure,
think it
sure.
is tricky. I do find it a little bit questionable that he didn't know anything about what was going on. I don't know. I find that
Well,
slightly hard to believe, but
if I look at the footage, if I'm gonna be like a detective,
yeah.
didn't he say that shit about the guy after Kanye was like walking away? He grabbed the mic and was like, "Oh, let me say thank you to that guy." Didn't that?
Was it after that? It was definitely a very specific
So
thing that he wanted to call it out. Yeah.
in that sense, it did look a little funky.
Well, and
If you
this person is saying too, and the fact that he's calling him out, sanctioned by the UF government on Disney, you know what I mean, which like is a big deal. So yeah, like I'm saying,
fair enough. I mean,
fair enough that he got asked about for
again,
sure.
I got nothing. I don't give a shit. If I don't know.
Right,
I
right.
can't weigh in. I don't know shit about none of it.
Hey, did you see the co-main event?
Just he flashed my memory.
Okay, so here, let me get this.
I know
So
I
this
saw
one,
that one, but I can't
this
remember
one
what it was.
ended in a technical decision because it was kind of weird.
Yep,
There was
yep, yep, yep.
the illegal thing. So Bahalio, these guys are both from Dana White's Contender Series,
Yeah.
and
Boy, I was very impressed with Bahayo.
well, Bahalio trained with Damian Maya for
Yeah,
a long time.
I was very impressed with that guy. I
Yeah,
think I see big stars for him in the future.
I know. I can't believe that free spirit tattoo though.
Hey,
I
you know
don't I
what?
can't imagine sitting still for a tattoo like
But you
that.
know what you gotta imagine? Or you mean because of the placement, or you mean because of what it
Yeah,
says? You think it's corny?
because of the placement, just like I just can't imagine sitting still for that. Like
I
that's
don't
such a
think that's
sensitive
one of the
area.
most. I don't think that's one of the most sensitive area. I think it's worse on like the hips and stuff like that, and
I
you
would
and
think
you
I just
and your
can't
foot.
imagine. I'm so ticklish
But
inside. I'm
you
like,
gotta imagine like a stuff in English that say free spirit is kind of different. Is different when you come from another country
I
having
guess.
that than it is if you was just like a white guy putting free spirit on there. Um,
Okay. Okay, but so wait, let me
I forgot what was the.
let's watch the fight again because we were talking. Okay, but yeah, what did you see that like impressed you with what he was doing?
I mean, his ground game was very impressed, but also his. I mean, he just looked like he was in control of the fight, except for that. But the rest of it, he looked like he was. He just looked dynamic. He looked like he was in control. He looked great on the feet.
Uh-huh.
Um, and he was going with a tough customer. I can't pronounce the other guy's name, but now I don't remember what the fucking foul was now.
So
Because now I'm
it
starting to
was a
think about
knee.
Bellator, where a
It
bunch
was
of
an
shit happened
illegal
in
knee.
Bellator.
It was an illegal knee, right? And
Oh,
so
against the fence. Yeah, 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 yeah.
right. And so I literally, the crazy thing prior to that, he had
Yeah,
actually pulled one back or he had the opportunity to throw
yeah.
one. And he was like, oh, wait, I
I
can't do this.
remember. I remember.
And I
Yeah.
literally was saying to Alan Joban, Blue Steel, that I was working with, and I literally had said to him, you know what I think is really impressive about Bohalio is
That he's straight.
his restraint and his awareness in there, his fight IQ. Then he pulled that knee back in the moment, and Alan's like, "Yeah, I agree." And then we turn around, we're like, "What
Boom.
the?"
Yeah. Now, when I heard him explain this, I don't know if it was pure bullshit or not, but he said that he thought that his fucking hand was like near the shit. And the only way I can even give him the way that I could see this in any way, shape, or form is if just bear with me here. Imagine you in that position, okay? And then so what was happening is the guy's fingers was touching the canvas like that. But the glove end right there. Now, if somehow you was to see the fingers part and it's mixing in with the canvas, and you're thinking where the glove is this
Is
part,
the end of his, yeah.
that's the only way I can see how he have a shot Hughes. But even that is might be flimsy. I don't know. But it don't
Well,
seem
plus
like
it's
he's
a game
dirty.
people play anyway, though, with the
Yeah,
touching of the canvas.
and he was in total control. He was winning all three rounds of that fight. So I don't see why he would have meant to do a foul. I don't see that.
He didn't need a foul to win. He didn't need a
Yeah.
cheap
So
shot
I
to
so I think it was just a mistake, but I can see the frustration if you the corner. How you pronounce the Russian guy's name?
It was Gadzimir. What
The Russian gentleman.
not
Uh,
Gadzimurad. It was Gadzimurad or something like that. Gadzimurad or Gadzimuriv. I'm sorry, Gadzimuriev. I forget.
no, that's Godzilla.
Gadzimuriev.
That's Godzilla
Stop it! I
versus
just don't. I'm sorry. I
Mothra.
don't. I think it was Gadzim.
That was King Godzuki is the name of Godzilla's.
Suzuki's the babies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you remember in the 70s, the late 70s, they had a cartoon,
yes,
and it would go
Godzilla and Godzilla
Godzilla. Yeah, it go
and
Godzilla, Godzilla, and
Godzuki.
at the end it goes and
Yeah, and
Godzuki. Yeah,
Godzuki.
and Godzuki was always
Oh,
getting to little. He was like the comic
always
relief.
getting into trouble. That little scamp.
Yeah, he's comic relief. You know, if like the Godzilla's crew was like Scooby Doo, he's like the Scooby
Right.
Doo. He's like the goofy shit. Wait,
Well, this
Mario
one
was.
got. I only hear Womps is saying Bahalia won anyway. The
Yeah,
knee was
I mean, I
arbitrary.
think that's the way you gotta slice it. But you can see if you was Godzuki's corner, you're gonna be a little hot about it. You're still gonna be a little bit like, come on, my brother.
Right. Right. For sure. For
You
sure.
know,
And
so
then let me see if there was any. The other one would be, Sabatini. This is a guy who, the Philly fight scene
oh
is
yeah,
really
yeah,
really
yeah. He
something
has that good
special.
Philly accent. He's like, I'm on a hot streak.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go out impose my game. I'm going to
yeah.
Wawa after this. We're going
We're
we're
going
going
Wawa.
we're going to get a water ice after this. I didn't need any water in between hounds.
Yeah, so
We're going
he's
we're going King of Prussia Mall after this by my whole team. Wait, a jump seat. Wait, hold on. What? We got any
yeah,
Philly? We got any
yeah.
Pennsylvania fans out there?
I don't know. Yeah, is anybody here from Philly?
So I have to be honest. I only caught this one when he was doing his post fight. That's why I remember
Oh, gotcha,
him having that thick fucking Philly accent.
gotcha.
But I
Yeah, no,
saw
these
but I saw
Philly
the
guys
he
are
play.
tough.
I saw the he play, and I
Well,
think he was fighting
Ollie
like a.
Wants just says he's in Pennsylvania right
Oh, there
now.
you go. He's like, uh, he's like, I got a Mayo Cheeks hooky card.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
This Jimmy Rivera is saying Pat's a beast. I've been following him since CFFC MMA.
I was following since Wawa and King of Prussia
Yeah,
Mall.
yeah, 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 yeah. But no, these Philly guys are tough.
Yeah. Yeah. He didn't he try out for the Eagles or something like that.
I'm not sure about that.
So yeah. So and then I guess he's like they said that he was Paul Felder's favorite fighter. Because he loved that guy.
Hey, so I just want to let people know if you have any relationship questions or anything, normal or now is always up for grabs. If you have something going on and you're like, hey, is this normal? Do other people think this or do other people act this way? Or am I just weird? Normal or now is something that you can always ask me and Hanato here on the after party. And
That's true.
Hanato, I had some other things to get to besides the fight stuff because I didn't know if I feel like we kind of covered everything there for the
Oh,
fights this past week.
hit me with your best shot, boy.
Yeah, okay. So Coachella is going on this
Ah,
weekend.
go ahead, Chala. Yeah.
Yeah, are you a well, first and foremost, are you like a music fan? Are you a festival
I,
guy? Is that
I'm
something
a
you would ever
big
do?
I'm a big music fan. I think with each passing day, with each passing year, I become less and less interested in going to a fucking festival of any kind.
Yeah.
The idea of being around like crowds and crowds of people, the older I get, the fucking less attract that become.
No, you wouldn't even go to the New Orleans Jazz Fest with people your own age?
it have nothing to do with the age of the people. It has to do with the crowdedness of it, the
The bathroom
yeah,
situation.
the bathrooms, the and imagine Coachella, the heat and the fucking misery and the drive out there. Now, for me, it's a now. Now I can see why people is attracted to that one. I say more power to you. Enjoy. I know people love to go to that shit. Another part of that is I no longer do a lot of drugs.
Mhm.
That used to be part of
That's definitely part of the appeal, I would
the
imagine.
allure, is like to kind of get out there with a bunch of people and like really have a stone freak out, have
Yeah,
a stone, it's out of sight for her.
right.
Um, like you back in the 60s when you used to go to happenings and stuff like that. You used to go, hey, this is far out. You do that one that's like incense, peppermint, strawberry wine. Now,
All of a sudden there's clout.
nothing, yeah, nothing to fear, and nothing to
Yeah,
bear.
and all of a sudden there's waves going, and there's lava lamps, and there's just girls
Yeah,
in plastic mini skirts. Yeah,
yeah, and then
all of
you're
it. It's
doing free
100%
love. You was
incense and
doing,
peppermint.
yeah, you was give
Yeah.
free love to a lot of men, boy.
Yeah, that's 100% right. Yeah, no. People, this person said everyone just eats fake Molly now. It's lame, and they do ketamine. Okay, so I don't know if that's really the deal. Is that
Yeah,
what's
and
going
it,
on
it
now?
tends to be overpriced, and they gouging you for the water and stuff. It's like, but
That's the
I'm
thing,
like
right?
that.
I get it. I get it because I did go to the only festival I went to was Lollapalooza. But when I went to those, I was working and stuff, and so I had a
and
privileged
and that was fucking
situation.
years ago. That was
Right. It was
years ago.
years ago, and I was either working and had backstage passes and side stage passes, or was with somebody, in advance. So I never saw it
Yeah,
as a regular person. Although I did go
yeah,
to no, the one with two. Yeah, I always could either watch it from like a great place and have
yeah, and
access to
and
real
and
bathrooms and a green room and all this. So yeah, I
you're
can't
getting
even speak
foot
to what it's
hubs.
like.
You're getting foot hubs from the lead singer of Faith No More and shit like that.
I didn't get a foot.
Stuff's like, what was his name again? God, you
Um,
remember?
of course I remember.
The fuck was that guy's
He was
name? All
he was
the chicks used
what
to
was
like
his
that
name?
guy.
Yeah, no, girls liked him. What was his name? Somebody's
And
name
he
on
had
the
that song.
comment.
It's like you want it all,
Oh
but
no,
you
I saw
can't
Faith
have.
No More a few times. They're
Yeah.
great. Strawberry Alarm Clock is the other song Eric Weinbender was talking about. You're
But
right.
what the fuck was I just
Yeah,
thinking?
I worked for them for a year. I was an MTV VJ. Mike
Yeah,
Patton, that's right. Mike Patton, one of
Mike
the
Patton.
fellas.
That's right. Yeah. Didn't he
That's
die
right.
or
That's
something
right.
like that?
Did he die? No.
Did he
You're
die or
thinking
is that
about the
one?
guy from Blind Melon.
No, I was thinking of both of that ones. Or somebody said he had HIV. I remember there was one of those urban myths about this
Somebody
guy.
said that about Axel had HIV.
And I never heard that about Axel.
Exactly, Cara. He goes, don't make me pull out the
Oh,
pictures.
Carayo, yeah.
I have the
I,
receipts.
I'm in shock that you don't have a picture with that fucking guy from Faith No More.
Well, there's a video on YouTube of me with Jim. So, because I have a story with Faith
Well,
No
who's
More.
Jim, porra?
So Jim is the guitar player who wore the glasses.
Oh, okay, okay. I
do
never
have
knew
a
the other
picture
guy.
with them. I could go grab it if I could get up and I wouldn't knock all this stuff over. So literally, I do. I have it with Jim and who's the other
See,
guy
so
that
I
came to my
wasn't far
radio
off.
station? All right, I might have to get up and get it. But anyway, so they came.
You want
to
me
the
to
radio
entertain the people
at
while
one
you
point,
do
yeah.
that?
And so then at MTV, so the day on the green where they were playing, it was Faith No More, Guns N' Roses, and Metallica. And so the day beforehand or something, I had done this whole shoot with Faith No More, and we were out in Stockton, where they're from, right? And so
Faith No More is from Stockton?
yes,
No shit, I
where the
didn't know
Jazz
that.
Boys are from and stuff like that. Yeah,
I
so
know.
I'm almost
No,
positive they're from
no.
Stockton.
Wait a second. The Diaz Boys is from Stockton?
And so we did this whole shoot with him outside of Oakland or whatever, or maybe they're just straight up from Oakland, but where we we were throwing back margaritas, and I may or may not have gotten a little tipsy with them. But yeah, there's footage of me with the guys from Faith No More on YouTube. You can find it if you type in like MTV Karyn, me, Day on the Green,
I'm
Faith
gonna
No More,
find that
you'll
one.
find it.
Day
But
on the
I think I
Green.
have pictures I can get if I could get up and not knock everything over. Entertain the people, Renato.
Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, cut on. Okay. What do we got here? Well, let's see. Let's get some questions for you, Uncle Henry. Yeah, Slick Hick, children's story. Quite. Who wants to go on? Oh my God. Where's the bodega, guys? Well, I don't know. Where is the bodega, guys? Oh, you mean Hub Punch? Wait, talk about. Oh, I don't want to talk about beating up Vinny. It's too easy. Oh, look, that didn't even took that long.
No, it didn't take that long to find my rock and roll pictures. I just need to see.
How?
I
Oh,
swear I
people
feel
want to
like
know
I
my
have.
beauty secrets. Somebody said how I keep my skin glowing so much. Well, I'll tell you. First of all, I never get up early, Karayu. I think that's one of my secrets. People like to the early bird get the worm, all that bullshit. I sleep. If I don't
Wait,
gotta get paid, if I'm not getting paid, oh, well, let me see
isn't
this
this
shit.
him?
I oh, that's definitely the fucking one guy. But where you didn't got the one that the ladies like though.
Well, I know I didn't have Mike Patton, but this is me,
You need my
and
patch or it don't count.
I know I don't have it. But this is definitely me with the.
That look like that black comedian that's on like Hedgie Watts or whatever the fucking guy.
I don't know, but yeah, and then I swear that's them, right? And then I like I
No,
said,
that is the one guy. I forgot
yeah,
about that guy until just now.
yeah, if you look on the other one's like the drummer or something. If you look on YouTube, um, yeah, there's me, and I think I was with Mike on the thing on YouTube.
Wait, did you ever party with Counting Crows?
I interviewed what's his face?
I don't know
He
the
was
guy's name.
no
The guy who is
so
like black and Jewish or he's Jewish. I don't know.
he used to date Courtney Cox, I think. Yeah, so Adam, his name is Adam.
He remember there was
Adam.
a whole group of guys that was in that
Oh yeah, no,
wheelhouse.
I
Is
interviewed him.
Counting Crows.
He came on my show. I have interviewed him, but I never partied with him.
You know who would probably you would also have been in a situation Counting Crows and like Blues Traveler. You remember that fat gentleman who do the
Yes,
harmonica?
yes, John.
He was Lizzo before Lizzo. You know he
John
had the
Popper,
harmonica. Yeah.
John Popper.
You know how
Blues
Lizzo
Traveler.
have the flute?
Run Around is such a good song. Oh my god.
Yeah, they was playing that in the grocery store the other
Adam
day.
Duritz. That's exactly it.
Who the fuck is
Adam
that?
Duritz.
No,
Adam
that's
Duritz is
the
the lead singer of the Black Crowes.
no, that's the guy who represent OJ in the fucking.
Dershowitz.
Oh, okay. Well, the same difference.
But yeah, Adam Duritz, yeah, and John Popper, yeah, for sure, for
John
sure. Yeah,
Popper.
Tim Klingbeil saying it was Drake.
Wait, John John Popper looked like Vinny Margalèche.
Oh my god! Oh my!
Oh, somebody
god.
said a KB used to play the skin flute of Living Color. That's true.
You know,
Yeah, because you was with Corey Glover.
I
You
was.
took off the body glove suit, and under there was his Johnson.
Tim has a question too. Do you believe, speaking of music, do you believe Tom Petty would have been more widely revered if he didn't look like an anteater? Now that's not cool. I
Now,
love me some Tom Petty.
I think Tom Petty looked like he looked like the son
Do
of Gary Busey.
do not disparage a legend. Rest in peace, Tom Petty.
Tom Petty looked like a lesbian.
Tom Petty looked like he should have eaten a couple more sandwiches. I'm not gonna lie.
He looked
And
like a
yes, he does
Napoleon
look like he could have
Dynamite.
been related to your guy. To your guy. What did you just say? What
He
did
looked
you
like
say?
a cross between Gary Busey's son and Napoleon Dynamite. Like if he had straight hair. If Napoleon Dynamite have straight hair. There's nothing wrong with that. And Napoleon Dynamite, everybody loved that guy.
What's your favorite Tom Petty song?
I mean, I don't have a favorite one, but yeah, if I'm gonna say maybe Free Falling. I guess is the only one that I ever really gave a fuck about. You know,
Really? Oh, see, I
Sean
love
Petty was never. No, let me try rewind. You know how there's certain musicians, like I'll give you an example. Bruce Springsteen.
love him.
Okay, I can acknowledge that he's like a legend at what he does. I've never owned a Bruce Springsteen album in my life.
I put on Bruce Springsteen records to listen to while I'm doing stuff.
I
I've
understand that,
seen him
and
in
I don't.
concert. I like
Yeah,
have favorite Bruce Springsteen
okay,
songs. Like I
but do
love
you
them too.
have people like that? Not Bruce, but for you, who you
Yes, where you
like,
just acknowledge
you
him, but like you're
recognize
like,
that
but
they,
I'm not really
but
invested.
it's just not. I'm not like a super fan or whatever. So
Yes,
I don't have a problem with Sean Petty. I just don't. I'm not checking for Sean Petty. If his shit come on, I don't mind it at all. I just don't go, yo, let me listen to that Sean Petty.
I hate to say it. I'm like that with somebody like Mary J. Blige, where I'm like, I get
Yeah.
it, I respect
Okay.
it.
Fair enough.
I just
I
would
would be
never.
quicker to listen to her than I would be to Sean Petty.
Yeah,
I'll
see,
be
that's
honest.
not my thing. I grew up on rock and roll, and
Well,
so
I like rock and
R&B.
roll too, but I like fucking Led Zeppelin. But then
Yeah,
again, I do like some shit like I can't. Okay, fair enough. I can't put my finger on it. It's not like he's any harder or tougher than Sean Petty, but I could listen to Billy Joel more than I could listen to Sean. I like him a lot of Billy Joel sound. Um, and it's not like he's hard hawk or something. I just something about that speaks me more than Sean Petty. I don't know.
and I just went to see Billy Joel in concert a couple weeks ago. I
Not too
took
shabby.
our mutual friend
You
Hashad,
took a
and
Hashad. Okay, wait. You took acid with Hashad at
I
a
did not take
at
acid with
a Billy
Hashad,
Joel
but
concert?
I took Hashaj to go see Billy Joel.
Was
Well, Hashaj
Hashad
took me. Hashaj took me. Hashaj got tickets from somebody that he knows, and
how
I was
surprising?
Hashaj's plus one to go see Billy Joel, who was
How
great. And I agree
surprising.
with you. And I would dare say your connection to Billy Joel would be your New York thing.
Yeah, I think so too. And also it remind me of a certain time period of being a little kid that I'm connect to. And
In New
there's
York.
something about him, but he can really get to
He's
you,
great.
like
I like him
what's that
too.
one?
So
Where
good.
like she got a will about
She's got a
her.
way about
I
her. She's
don't
got a
know
she's got a
what it
way.
is.
Dude, he's got so many good
And
songs. That
you
was
know
the
that
whole point of
one.
his concert. You were like, wait, this is a great song. Oh, I love this song. Oh, this
A
is
lot of
amazing
people
song.
don't. He
I
got so
forgot
many
about this one.
hits. He got so many hits that people
He's
sometimes
amazing.
forget that it was him. Like you know where I think there's some overlap. I think sometimes people think some of his faster ones is Hall and Oates and vice versa.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like you have it. What's
Yes.
that one like? Dum 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 dum. Ba,
I've seen Hall and Oates in
ba,
concert.
Oh, I've seen Hall and Oates too. I don't get me started on Hall and Oates. I
Um,
I love me some Hall and Oates.
uh, yeah, She's
I
Gone is
I gotta. Oh
one of
yeah.
the great She's Gone
Oh,
is one of
oh,
the
oh
best
yeah.
songs ever.
Oh yeah. And I have a DVD here with one of the early concerts. Um, where there was it's one of those one I think it's on like what's that one where they used to do like music series where it's like in the 70s, late
Oh
70s they
yeah,
did
yeah,
those
yeah.
things
You're
with
on Don Kirshner's
that
rock
Don
concert.
Kirshner, that's what it is, the hot concert. And what's
You
his
were
name look
so
real young, fucking
you probably look like Rob Fine.
Daryl Hall,
Oh,
no, Hub
oh,
Funch,
I was
yeah,
gonna
he
say
looked like
Oates.
Och. He looked like Och. But Daryl Hall looked almost like he's from a different genre. He looked like almost like he was in the birds, the yard
Yeah,
birds or
yeah, yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah. Right, right,
And then
right.
he was singing Sarah Smile, and he
Oh,
sound
great.
more like a black H&B artist, and he
Yes.
sing the fuck out of that. And
It's
then,
great.
I can't go for that. Oh,
Great
God,
song.
are you?
Great song. They're great. I'm totally down with Hall and Oates.
Oh,
Come on.
I love
Come
me
on.
some Hall and Oates.
Come
I
on.
love Hall and Oates.
But She's Gone is their best song.
It's a great one. Boy.
I mean, come on. It's fantastic. See, everybody's agreeing that SZ saying Hall and Oates are badass.
Yeah.
Yep, Kari saying Kisses on my list. Yep.
Yeah,
Man
because your
Eater
kiss. Oh, 101. I want to
101
be
is
there
great.
tonight.
Yep.
101.
Yep.
I know. Oh, I give you a hip hop. I give you a hip hop connection that people don't realize. Okay, This is
And
gonna
by
blow
the
your
way,
mind.
I want to time out. I need to
What?
clarify. I did not do acid, VT. I have never done acid.
Yes, she did. She did
No, I have
mushroom.
never done acid.
She did mushroom at the Billy Joel concert
Did not do mushrooms at the Billy Joel
with
concert.
Hashaj, and you heard it
Did
here.
not. I did-
Okay. Anyway, never mind. What was I gonna say? Okay, so here's a hip hop connection people don't realize. Um, so I don't know how well you know Wu Chang Clan, the first Wu Chang album. Probably not much.
Go ahead. I'll have a funny story after you're done.
Okay, so anyway, they have a song that was like a showcase of Method Man, and the song is called Method Man. It go MEGHOD, man. Hey, you get off my car. Now,
Right.
people don't realize him saying METHOD and the fucking cadence of that one. He's doing an homage to Hall and Oates because of that song Method of Modern Love, where it go
Right.
METHODMOFLOVE.
Right.
It's a method of modern love.
Right.
That is where he's getting that shit from, and people don't realize what the connection between hardcore fucking Method Man shit and that touchy feely pop song of Hall and Oates. So go listen to that. All you Wu Chang fans, go look up a song of Hall and Oates called Method. Is it called Modern Love or Method of Modern Love? I think it's Method of Modern Love. And Method of Love, Modern, or whatever. Anyway, look up Hall and Oates and Method, and you're gonna find that one. And you're gonna trip out that's where he got that.
That's cool.
Anyway, and a lot of people sampled "I Can't Go for That."
Yeah.
No
Oh,
camera.
big time.
Yeah. A lot of people sample because it's funky and it's got like,
It
you know.
is. It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just laughing because on Saturday we went down a rabbit hole of woo puns because on the pre-show on Friday, Kiesa, they had to pick the fights, and Mayra Buena Silva was fighting Wu Yanan.
Oh, that was a something.
They got fight of the night, right? And so
that one, that's what I was forgetting. That was a fight I enjoyed.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. While I talk about this, let's revisit that.
That was one of the more. I was very impressed. Yeah.
Let's revisit that. Okay. Well, so we all were making all these woo puns because Michael had said, he's like, well, I'm down with the woo.
Yeah.
But I'm going for some predictions.
What a great name. I mean, the fact that it was on her shorts like that, it looked like it's like.
We're all like, oh my God, is this going to a unanimous decision?
Oh God.
Is she going to get wounded? And then I was like, oh, she's being really ruthless out there. Like, and we just did it as a funny thing, like not in a disrespectful way. Like,
of course not. Of course it's not disrespectful.
It wasn't about, it was like any.
No, it's just the puns. It's name puns.
It's so fun, right?
Yeah.
And because we all like Wu-Tang Clan, right? Exactly. And that's how it started. But my God, we were dying. But it was a hell of a scrap. And yeah, they got fight of the night.
Yeah, that was. I mean, Buena Silva is a beast.
And she was coming up 10 pounds for this fight.
Yeah, that was she proved that she could make it at that weight, cara.
Yeah.
She's a problem in there.
Yeah,
you can tell that she had. I was very impressed, you know, because Wu is no joke either, you know. The Wu is nothing to fuck with.
Well, that's the whole thing. Yeah, no, exactly. We knew it was going to be a good fight going in, but it was cool that they got fight of the night.
And you said it was like a unanimous decision or whatever.
Exactly. No, exactly. Yeah. But we were, and like I said, we were just having so much fun because we get at work and we just get silly sometimes, and like you know how it is, whoever it is, in any kind of workplace situation, like sometimes you just get something going and you just can't help yourself, and we're just cracking
of course. I do it all the time.
I love puns anyway.
I know you do. You like the dad joke.
We were having a really good time.
Who else? I like to think about you got me my heartstrings fluttering talking about like Hall and Oates and stuff like that. Who else? That's a very particular kind of music. Who else do you put in that category of like? It's a very like. There's not a lot of people that's in that same space, you know.
Right, because
you know what I look at it.
Boy soul. It's white boy soul, but for some reason they have their propers, right? Like you don't. that you don't ever go. They don't get to play over here. Like
They
everybody's cool with them.
they white boys that you hear on Black HMB, you can hear them on, like, for instance,
Right.
you play them at the barbecue and nobody goes, "Hey, what's this?" You know what I'm saying?
Right. People like
You
it.
can play them.
To be honest, that was and I can't say this about his whole catalog, but apparently that was the story with Benny and the Jets from Elton John, that they sold that single to black radio and
Yeah,
to R&B radio,
yeah,
and that Benny and the Jets is a song that went cool on the black stations first.
yeah. And another guy that's like this. Are you familiar with Bobby Caldwell?
A little bit.
You know
Let's do
that
it.
song, "What You Would Do for Love When You Would Not."
Oh yeah, yeah. When you would, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey,
I bet you
would Robert
wonder
Palmer
where.
fall into that situation, that category?
I think a lot of people thought he was black. No, I'm sorry. No, I don't know if he. I don't know if
But you know
Robert
what I mean?
Palmer.
Like the whole, the like, you know what I
Maybe,
mean? You know, 'cause the
maybe.
song, which one I'm thinking of?
Yeah, I think
Um,
so. I think you might be able
the
to put
money.
him in
What is
there.
it? The money's all gone. What is that song with the girls in the video?
Not simply irresistible.
No, not simply irresistible, but yeah,
What
that's
the
the one.
fuck?
She's so fine. No, there's no telling where the money went. But you know the one I'm talking about with the
The
girls
the one with they got the girl.
in the
Fuck. What was?
video. Why am I blanking on that name?
Yeah, I know that's one of those ones. If you didn't ask me, I know it,
Okay,
but
but
now I.
right,
But
I can't
anyway,
think of it.
yeah,
But
he could be
I
in
can't think of
there.
it.
You know
This
who's
person
the?
is saying this is a good one. Robert Palmer is one I just said, but also Michael McDonald, who
Michael McDonald is the epitome of that syndrome, because a
yes,
lot of people thought he was like, "I keep forgetting, loving." Now Bobby Caldwell's hit, it sounds like it would be. I think a lot of people thought that was Michael McDonald. If you look
Addicted to
up,
Love is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah,
yeah, might as well. Oh, no,
they said you're addicted to love. That's the one with the girls,
no, it's
and you could
not.
see that one getting over
No,
on.
it's not.
I could see, yeah, that's the one with the girls dancing in the rub. They all look the same. It is.
Is it?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, maybe you hide. What
But
was the
there's some
other
other
one?
songs of his
No,
that
you
are
know who
even
else
more.
people thought was black? Um,
Rick
the one that's
Astley.
the one that's not. I was just about to say, yeah, the one that's now a joke. But we never gonna hear you. Everybody thought he looked like Chetty Pendergrass or something, and then you look and he looked like Howdy Doody.
Totally, totally, totally. Never gonna give you
Nobody
up.
could
Here's
believe that
another
because
one.
we heard it on the radio for months before you saw his face.
This
Hobbin
is a good
Thick.
one too.
Here's the
I
problem with
like Robin Thicke. I
Here's
hate
the
to say
problem with.
it. I
No,
like
Hobbin
those
Thick could
songs.
sing. He could sing, but the problem with Hobbin Thick, no, but I'm thinking of it different. I was just thinking about people that people thought was black, but
Oh,
was not. But that's not the case. I was just
no, we're
thinking that
talking
that.
about white boys that can go in the Call and Oates
But in
category.
my
So that's
mind, when I was talking about Bobby Caldwell and Michael McDonald, I
right.
started switching the conversation in my mind to people who black people thought was black until you saw them.
No, no, no.
Yeah,
But Michael McDonald can get played on any black station, and everyone's like, hell
for
yeah.
sure. Even from back when he was on
Of course.
in the Doobie Brother.
Well, the Doobie Brothers sounds like a black band name anyway.
And there was another band that was definitely, it could go both ways.
Oh
Yeah,
god, the Doobie Brothers
Doobie
was
Brothers
so
was great.
good.
Even the singer they had before fucking Michael McDonald was fantastic.
Doobie Brothers are one of those bands that make me think of my dad. The Doobie Brothers and the Allman Brothers. He liked the brothers bands, and BB King and like Stevie Ray Vaughan. Like those are things that really make me think of my dad. My dad and Eric Clapton. Like he really liked blues guitar and stuff like that. So yeah, but yeah, Doobie
Um,
Brothers,
yeah,
good
the Doobie
stuff.
Brothers and Chicago is kind of in that thing with Doobie Brothers, kind
Yeah,
of
I
similar
know
stuff.
less about them, but yeah.
Oh, they had some good ones, boy.
Here we go. What do you think about Glenn Fry and Man of the Night?
I'm only checking for wait,
Neil
didn't he
to
do
you
Smuggler's Blues?
belong to the city.
Yeah,
Is it
he's Miami Vice to me. Wait, didn't he do
totally
Smuggler's
Miami Vice?
Blues? Didn't he do Smuggler's
Smuggler's
Blues?
Blues.
Yeah,
That
so
was on an early edition of our
listen,
show when we did the
yeah,
Smuggler's
I'm checking
Blues.
for You Belong to the City, You Belong to the Night, whatever, and Smuggler's Blues. That's where I go. And then, of course, the Eagle or whatever. He had some shit with the Eagle.
Smuggler's Blues. Dude, listen. Renato, I mean, we use my brother's music as our theme song, but if not, I think Smuggler's Blues would be our theme song.
Listen, it's the ultimate enticement. It's the lure of easy money, caralho. It's the smuggler's blue. It's a good one because it tells a story, you know.
So good. Oh my God. Smuggler's Blues.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. It's the lure. It's the ultimate enticement. Yeah, it has a very strong appeal.
oh my God.
That's like Hanash have a very strong appeal.
Oh, it
Um,
literally makes my stomach hurt thinking of that
no, it's
song. Oh
fucking
my
great. I
God.
mean, I could listen to that
Oh
over
my
and over.
God.
All those kind of story, all those kind of,
Smuggler's
you know what he
Blues.
mind, you know what that he mind me of?
Oh God.
Another one that have Michael McDonald in it. He's featured in this one, but it's a Christopher Cross song.
Ooh.
But you know the one that's like, and I like the wind.
Ride like the wind, of
Yeah,
course.
but it's one of those songs that's like
And he's
it tell a
just
story.
long because I think Michael McDonald does backing
Yeah, he
vocals.
does it because he
Bring
goes
it on,
such a
bring
long way
it
you move. Yeah,
Ride like the
he did that a
wind.
lot. He backed up a lot of big acts. Like I know
Yes.
you're not a Steely Dan person, but he did the same stuff on a few big Steely Dan songs.
I don't like Steely Dan, but
Yeah,
this
I don't
was
want to hear you
really
going through why you don't like Steely Dan because I
bringing up
like
somebody
Steely
else I
Dan.
do really like though, which is Genesis.
Yeah,
Um,
Genesis is good. I mean, of
I
course,
really like
you know
Genesis.
that's more Miami Vice shit. You know.
I did interview Genesis. I like Phil Collins a lot, but like, yeah, I like Genesis. I'm definitely down. I'm definitely down
Yeah,
with.
I like Master System. I liked also I liked Dreamcast as well, but Genesis was great as well.
Yep. Yep. Nice. 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 Tom Waits. Are you down with Tom Waits? That's a super deep
Okay,
low
John
voice.
Waits is another guy that I respect, but I've never gone deep into his catalog.
It's
And
an acquired taste.
I like the no, and it's not when I hear it, I like it. I just haven't dug deep into his stuff. But I
Mhm.
like him as a person. Like I like it that he's an actor. Whenever I see him in a movie, I like him in there. I
You ever see
like
Down
the
by Law?
the Jim Jarmusch. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know what? I can't fucking him. It's so long ago. I don't hear.
That was in black and white and stuff.
So
I
yeah,
haven't
some
seen
of
it in
those,
forever, but I remember really liking it.
crisscross in my mind because also like Stranger Than Parad or in Paradise. What is it? What's the other one by Jim
Yeah,
Jarmusch at the
I
same
know you're
time?
blanking. You're confusing me now too. But
Anyway,
Down by Law is black and white with Jim in
both
like
of
yeah,
those was those early Jim
or
Jarmusch. I think was all in black and
versus
white.
Jail rather. Um,
Yeah,
right, right,
and
right.
that guy John, whatever the fuck is his name?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
God, I
I
forget
know
his
who
name,
you're
but
talking about. I know.
well, John Waits. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that where I like the idea of them more than I fuck with the music. Like for instance, like Johnny Cash. I like the idea of Johnny Cash, but I don't like sit there and put him on mixes and shit like that. Like I like the idea of the guy, you know?
I like him a lot. Did you ever see I love River Phoenix, so like seeing River Phoenix as Johnny Cash was really cool to me. But I agree with you. Johnny Cash is somebody I really like and I appreciate and I like his music. Like, but I wouldn't necessarily, I just don't, I'm not a huge country music person. So
Yeah, me
I don't,
neither.
I would never choose to just put country music on, but Johnny Cash and like Hank Williams Jr. and stuff like
Here's
that, like
another
Hank
one.
Williams, like
Here's
there are
another
certain
person.
exceptions to the rules for me when it comes
Yeah,
to
yeah.
country. I actually, and like this group that I really like called The did a whole album of Hank Williams songs, but they're like an alternative band. And so the source material is so great because Hank could write the F out of a song,
But they're
you
doing
know
it
what I
in a
mean?
style that you like
And they do
better.
it in
Yeah.
different, like a rock and roll thing. And so I love that record, you
You
know.
know who's the ultimate case of this for me in the same genre? I I love when if ever I see the man Willie Nelson, it's like I feel like he's my friend. Like I love Willie Nelson, just the guy,
Everybody does.
but
Yep.
I don't fuck with his music. I don't
Right.
listen to the guy, but if I see him, I go, ah, Willie Nelson, caralho.
Everybody
So it's
likes
one of
Willie.
those
Yeah.
stuffs. You love the guy, but I can't name a song. I mean, I can name some of his songs, but I don't listen to that
Yeah.
ones. You know, like
Well,
he was
that's
the
kind
first one to all the girls I ever loved,
of right. Loved her
or like
forever.
on the heart again, all that shit.
Yeah. I feel like honestly, I feel like that's how I am with a lot of like R&B or hip hop, where I get it, I appreciate them, I
Let's
like it,
not
but
get
I
fucking
don't like I
crazy
don't have a
here.
catalog, I don't have a
Now you're
bunch of your
stepping
records.
on my toes, Karyn Bryant. You gotta leave
Sorry.
that opinion
No,
to you.
listen, but listen, like for example, I don't own any Beyonce records.
Neither do I. No, that's a generational thing. That's
But I
not.
also feel like, why do you have to? Because she's always on the radio, and it's like so easy to get her music
I think
that I
it's
would never feel
generational
like I have to
because
go out and buy the new Beyonce.
okay,
But I
but
like her stuff. I enjoy
but
it if I hear it. I like
follow
it.
me.
I'm not mad at her.
Follow me here. Now, I would be willing to bet that it would be a better chance that you would have like a Shaka Khan haircut. No, or is you? So then you just don't like H&B here.
I
Well,
mean,
that's your problem. I
I
mean, see,
have
myself, I got Shaka
I have
Khan,
some Barry
Hoofus.
White albums, and I have
Okay.
some what's his face? Who's the other one besides Barry White who had the like the deep low
Cherry
voice?
Pendergrass, Luther
I forget.
Vandross.
Maybe.
Oh, no, no, no.
I have some stuff, but it's just yeah, it's not my I
You have
don't
Isaac
really don't
Hayes. I
listen
mean,
to
is
it.
that what's the other guy you thinking of?
Isaac Hayes.
Yeah, Isaac Hayes.
Yeah. I
But
enjoy the
you
hell
that's because
out
you
of that.
like inherited those haircuts from your parents or some shit like that.
No,
You went into the haircut store and bought those?
I might have gotten it when I worked at my radio station, but I listened to it.
Okay, fair
I'm
enough.
just saying, yeah, maybe it's just because, like I said, I grew up listening to more rock and roll and stuff like that, and so
See, the young ladies that's associated with me, once it come time to go sleepy time or go into the bedroom and have a
yeah,
sleepover party, they're
yeah.
gonna get exposed to a lot of H&B music out of you. Okay? In the car, they're gonna listen to rap music and classic rock and harder stuffs. But in the bedroom, they're gonna get their fill of classic H&B. Got on you.
I think sometimes it just seems so.
On the
It's
nose.
yeah, that it's like makes me laugh. Like
Sorry,
if all of
baby
a sudden
girl.
I was like, okay, we're gonna be in the mood, and now we're gonna put on
Sorry,
Very I love music, love
sorry,
music.
baby girl.
I mean,
There's a
listen, I
reason for
like
that one.
Marvin Gaye and stuff like that, but I don't know. Sometimes it just seems comical.
Well, you ain't got the laughs is gonna stop when you hear that Sade, and then you start to you
I
trust me. You
like
the
Sade.
well
I
then
like.
oh, but that's not corny. That's not on the nose.
No, I don't think Sade's corny.
So you listen to Sade in other situations, like when you know working out and stuff like that.
Well, I mean,
I listen to
I haven't
Sade.
had in your. Well, never mind. People don't even know about
Sade get
Sade.
played 90% when people is fucking, and that's a fact.
I haven't listened to Sade in a while.
Yeah, well, too bad.
But I don't only listen to her for that.
What when you're taking a bath or when you're meditating?
No, I would
When you're
probably
getting a
put Sade
massage?
on like cleaning the house. Like I listen to Adele when I'm cleaning the house and stuff like that. Like I like Adele.
I
I
listen
like
to LL when I'm cleaning the house, or I
oh, I
listen
like LL.
to
I
yeah,
like
you like
rap.
it.
No, don't get me wrong. I like rap a lot.
The
Yeah,
kind of the kind of hap you like CNC Music Fact.
no,
You
I
like
don't.
you like that group Snap, who's like I got the
No, I like
power.
Cypress Hill. I like Public Enemy. I like Tribe Called
No,
Quest.
you don't. You like
Yeah.
Arrested
Oh
Development. You
no,
like
no, no.
you like what else you like?
Tennessee.
People, tell me what you like.
I
People in the
like
comments.
who I just told you I like. Public
No,
Enemy,
but
who I
I know
really
me
concert.
and the people know what you like even more.
No, you don't.
Someone said KB's favorite rapper is wait
Wow.
is Kate Bush.
Oh no, Millie Vanilli Omega, bite your tongue. Actually, the funny thing is Millie Vanilli. When I worked at my radio station and the Millie Vanilli record came out, and even the record guy was like, "Hey, here's a Millie Vanilli record." They don't sing.
Oh God, I'm surprised you never was romantically linked with one of those guys.
Ew.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know what? Someone just asked a great question. They're keeping us honest. Someone said, "What the fuck happened to normal or now?"
Nothing. But I didn't get a question. Did we get a
So
question?
where's the fucking questions here? You
I
gotta.
know.
But
We are ready for you. If you have a
I think
question,
I think that it was exciting that conversation was having about HMB
I know we got distracted. If people have a question, I'm here for it.
I
I'm
got a
here for
question
it.
for some of these guys. Who is the artist like we was talking about? Like for me, it's like Willie Nelson or Bruce Springsteen, where you respect that guy, but you don't really listen to the music. What's one of you guys is ones like that?
Wait, yeah, who do you respect but you
I'm
don't listen?
curious.
Because some people are saying, yeah, PM Dawn was another band artist
That's
that I
another
like.
one that for you. I forgot that
Okay.
slipped my mind.
I
PM
actually didn't
down.
really care for them.
Yes,
Vanilla
you did.
Ice.
And then
Okay,
you're like,
haha, JR. Okay, so listen, JR, honestly, actually, I interviewed Vanilla Ice. It's on my YouTube channel. If you're on YouTube, I believe you can find the interview. Rob was actually a nice guy. Here's why.
listen,
See, I
listen,
literally, I
JH,
couldn't,
JH. You hear she call him Hob now? Oh, God, are you? Oh, Hobart
I,
Van Winkle. Hob. Hobby.
uh, I literally could not name a Jodeci song. I literally can't. Don't know one.
Well, um, looks
Don't.
like the party's over, people.
What's their big hit?
I think you would probably the one I would play for you if you was
I'm sure I've heard it. I
in
just
my
don't know the name.
clutches would be Come and Talk to Me. I would play that one for you. And then they do a version of from Stevie Wonder. They do Lately, and that get the women to get a little bit of a couple cheers and
I
stuff like
think
that.
they just played in Florida because I think Heidi, my road dog who works for the UFC, I think she was posting. I think it was Jodeci that she just went to see in Florida, like the night before the pay per view a week ago or whatever. No, I don't like Color Me Bad. It
I
is.
gotta be honest. I do. I like.
But I want to set you up.
I want to sex you up. Of course, there's a little bit of tongue in cheek about it.
Yeah.
I like that song. I mean, I always play it as a joke, and then I end up going, "Psh, yeah, okay,
So yeah,
yeah."
I
That
come and talk to me is from Jodeci.
they calling me bad looked corny as fuck, but the
And
song,
freaking
that one
you.
song is good.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
freaking you.
freaking you is my favorite. Freaking you, the Wu Chang he mix, freaking you is my favorite Jodeci joint of all
Here's
time.
another one. But what was Tevin Campbell's song? That song
Oh,
I did like.
that's Can We Talk for a Minute? Girl, I want to know your name. And then he was very young. He looked like a young, and then I
I
think he was
remember he was
gay.
young, but I thought it was a
And then
different song.
oh no, you know what? When he's no, you know him from Prince. Prince found him, discovered him, and
Right,
he had that
right.
song Hound and Hound. It was like Hound and Hound.
That's
You
the
know
one I'm
who?
thinking of. Okay, no,
Can't be
so
done
here's
again.
a donation from
Oh,
Renaissance Man.
9.99. God, are you we
Is it
stepping
true
it
that
up for her?
KB wants a piece of that Egyptian cinnamon? No.
Oh,
That
she'll
is
never
too much.
chow. She'll never chow. But you know
I
what? What
don't
kind are
want it.
you?
I don't want it.
That's
I
like
really,
asking Goldilocks if she want porridge.
I don't want it.
Uh huh. Nah, of course
No.
not. That's that gingerbread man. She gonna get burnt by the cinnamon on there and
Wow.
and some
Oh,
of
is
the
that it? Is that
nutmeg.
it? If once I got a taste, I wouldn't be able to live without having more all the time. Is that
The
it?
nutmeg, the cinnamon is what bring you. The nutmeg bring you in, but then the cinnamon is burn your eyes, got you, and make you not
Brings
be
me,
able to see anybody else. You're only gonna
brings me
have
back.
eyes for me. Wait, normal or now?
Okay.
Exorcism on a first date? Okay, now that might sound kind of intuitive, but I like where you're going with this because if it don't scare the living shit out of her, where she's gonna have like be disturbed for heal, then she's gonna go and she's gonna grab onto you and she's gonna get excited from you, almost like, and then some of the juices start flowing. Some of the excitement, the blood starts pumping, the heart pumping, and then the blood. You know what happened when the blood flow, and then
You
sometimes you
know,
can't tell if it's the blood is flowing from the exorcist, from Linda Blair, or it's flow from your uncle Hanach.
well, yeah, I would make sure she likes scary movies first and foremost, or that she's
She's
at
gonna
least
like that one.
relatively prepared.
If she's with your uncle Hanach, she's gonna like that one, Karen.
But I agree that the scary movie strategy, it's the same thing. Listen, this is something I studied in my sociology classes, but it's the same
Oh,
reason why when people go on a roller coaster together, they find like, oh, I really like this guy that I rode this ride with. Because when you go through something exciting together and when
yeah.
you have a heart pounding experience and a shared experience, you equate that experience and that high with the person, even though it might be from the experience instead
Well,
of the person.
how
And
come
so, yeah.
how come women want to do intercourse with me on the Ferris wheel? Because it don't even go that fast. They just want it any kind of way I provide that one they want.
Have you done it on a Ferris wheel?
Nah, a couple of times. That's it. The Wonder Wheel in Coney Island.
Uh huh. I don't. I
And
think sometimes they want the
In
thrill.
the
They
back
want
of
the thrill
Nathan
of
hot
the.
dog.
They want the thrill of the story.
Yeah,
You're the able body, but they want the thrill of the story of saying I did it on a Ferris wheel.
they just want me for my body, you, and for
Maybe in that case.
the clouch. And at the Nathan's hot dog, they want the sauerkraut. Um, uh, what else? Oh yeah, okay, we answered that question.
Yes, we did. We did. Okay.
So what's the
So
next question? I like this line of questioning though. I like this kind of question.
yes,
It gets my juices flowing, porra.
yes, yes. I'm trying to see. Okay.
You know what's
I
a
don't know.
great date? Okay, let's
Oh,
see.
wait, wait.
Oh,
What was
baby
your?
Hanach. What happened?
Well, no. This they were asked. This wasn't a dating question though. And I don't know if you've been
Okay.
watching basketball. I don't
They
know
want
who.
me. He want me to do. Baby Hanach want me to do Andre Iguodala. I'll do it one time. Okay. Hold on. Okay, that's Iguodala.
Nice, nice. Okay, thank you. So this person was
It's better
asking,
if I'm in a chain chop because you can. When I get this, I get
and
more Iguodala.
listen,
Anyway.
VT asking, did you guys talk about dealing with loneliness? No,
Oh,
we have not. And
well, caralho,
honestly,
that's an interesting question.
it is VT, and honestly, it's something that comes up because, and in fact, Hanato, I think you and I were talking about this the other day. How
About how lonely you are?
I am a little bit lonely sometimes because I'm a very social person. And now that I am like getting divorced and all this stuff, and I live by myself and I only get my daughter, a week at a time, and then I don't have her, I spend a lot
Mm.
more time alone now. And I really like my own
Mm.
company. But at the same time, I'm also like, wow, wow, I'm just sitting here alone again, huh? And
Well,
so it's one of those things where, I find that, I stay busy, we do this kind of thing. And I personally do have some hobbies and things like that, but still in all, I think for me, the part that's hard is when you feel like you have a lot to offer a person or the world, or you want to share a lot of things, or mostly just that you feel very, like I said, I'm social. I like people. I like talking to people. And so,
well,
when you're just sitting there by yourself and you're like, wow, I'd like to be cutting it up with somebody, hooking it up.
let's see what you have to offer, Kara. What is it that if you show the people what you have to offer, they're gonna be more likely to check you up on it? Is it crazy to
What do you
suggest?
mean? What
I
do you
don't know
mean?
what kind of stuff you said you have a lot to offer. What are you offering the people, Kara?
You can't tell by now that I'm an interesting person.
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying let them to know.
I read
Advertise that
books.
one.
I talk about things. I've seen a lot of things in the world. I could comment on things of a multitude, a myriad of topics. I like sports. I like.
I can see that. Okay, so now we gotta find you some guys, maybe some, some guys hanging out at the bus stations or I don't know where you're gonna find some guys who's
How do you
interested in
deal
that.
with loneliness, Hanato? Because I'm sure at times
Okay, I'll give you,
there's a.
I'll give you the greatest answer I could give anybody ever in life to this question. Okay, and this is okay? It's not going to cure all loneliness, but it will keep you from having to get involved in undesirable relationships with the opposite sex or the
Mhm.
same sex, whatever. Um, um, and that
With
is
another
the
person.
main ingredient is get a fucking doggy, okay? Because I'll tell you what, I can deal with the solitude because let's face it, okay? Your uncle Henach live a kind of lifestyle that is at odds with a lot of females, okay?
How so?
Well, because I like to hang out with them, I like to have a sexual intercourse to the ones, I like to be friends. Not, I don't like for them to move in. I don't like for them to tell me that I can't see other people. I don't like for them to tell me I can't go X, Y, and Z place, or I gotta do this, or why didn't I call them, or that shit.
You don't want a
So
relationship.
yeah, so because I can't provide, because I don't wanna, I'm
You
reluctant.
choose
No,
not to be
I
that guy.
choose not to get involved in that shit. Because of that, I know that what come with that is sometime gonna be some loneliness because that's a tough sell. Okay, so sometime you're gonna have, by the luck of the draw, you're gonna have some lady friends that's okay with that stuff. But inevitably, they're gonna get frustrated with that, or they're gonna start dating another guy who then offer to marry them, or whatever the fuck gonna happen, and then you're gonna go in this in between period where you're gonna spend some time alone. Okay, now the reason why I don't get I that loneliness don't become like heartache and which can look. Let's face it, we social creatures, human beings was evolved because we communicated with each other.
Right.
So we pack animals. Okay. So when we spend too much time isolated, we start to get a little loopy and we start to get depressed.
But Rudy
So
helped.
Hootie is also a pack animal. Luckily, Doggy is a pack animal. And they have evolved to enjoy the company of your Uncle Hanach.
Yeah.
So what happened here, I can be more discerning. I can be more discriminating in my chase with who I give my time to because I'm not desperate for affection. I'm not desperate for someone in the bed. I'm come home and I
Rudy's
have
sleeping in bed?
a being. Yeah, she sleep in my bed. Not when chicken heads is in there. She gotta fly the coop. But after the shenanigan is done and the chicken feathers is flying around the home, I open the door. Like when I go to the bathroom, I open the door and let Hoodie in there. And then when I'm in the bathroom, Hoodie's like jump on the door and sniff and stuff like that. Okay, so my deal is I don't let my loneliness and stuff fuck me up to the point where I get in these desperate relationship because I don't want to be alone.
That's smart.
So for me, having a doggy is just bring so much. Of course, it don't bring sex and it don't bring intelligent back and forth philosophical conversation. However, a lot of the stuff that we want from a significant other in terms of just someone being there,
Comfort and
someone being in the
company.
home. You know how sometimes you're in a relationship, you guys is doing separate shit. Like you reading a book, they're watching TV, whatever, but there's something about just the fact that someone's there.
Yes.
Well, you get that with a doggy. Okay. So I would highly recommend, and it's good for the doggy too, because there's a lot of doggy that need a home. So find
Agreed.
yourself a doggy, and you're gonna find yourself a lot less desperate to found a fucking significant other. That's my main advice for her.
Well, that's true. Okay. Well, some people saying that you live the Dan Tana lifestyle.
Yeah, I'm also live the Dan Hadaya lifestyle for her.
But it's true. No, it's true. And people are agreeing with you saying that Marcos Martinez saying, yeah, we are wolves.
Yeah,
And yeah, and that but baby Hanach is asking, yeah, where is Rudy?
she's sleep on the
Um
couch. You see, she's not bothering me while I'm doing this stuff.
okay, well
And
also by the way, P Brown, thank you. Yes, please folks hit the like button and hit the
yeah, please
subscribe button while you're here. Because
subscribe
we
me.
we do this every week and this is episode 32 and yeah, we've been doing it. So thank you so much for the
Yeah.
donation, P Brown.
And by the way, I'm not suggest that you should never get a girlfriend or whatever, whatever, whatever. I'm saying it help you to. I think sometimes people get a significant other because wait, dog. I didn't go
Okay,
back to that
sorry. People
afterward.
are just saying dogs do give us some amazing
Oh,
companionship.
yeah, I love the
And
always.
Marcos
But
is saying they love their dog way more than their ex-girlfriend.
well, I'll tell you this: a lot of people Hoodie have outlasted a lot of female. I mean, she's still here. Um, Wait, what the fuck I was just saying? Oh, I just lost what I was saying. Boy. Um, Anybody remember what was my line of talking here?
Well, we're just
Uh,
saying how Rudy getting the dog is a great thing and that they are companionship for you. Oh, you were saying getting a dog can help you get a relationship, actually.
I don't know if I was saying that, but I was
Yeah, you
saying
kind of were. I think that's where you were going, but yeah.
now what I think is it could help you to. What I was gonna say is I think a lot of people get into a relationship or people say they are serial monogamous. I think it's because they staving off loneliness. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they're so terrified to be lonely.
A
So
lot of
you
people
can
don't like themselves
yeah,
too.
so you can end up just being with someone because they help you to not be lonely. And
Yeah.
in my opinion, that's not a great reason to partner with somebody. So I feel like if you have a doggy and you have a lot of that stuff's met where you're not just desperately lonely,
Yeah.
you're gonna maybe be more apt to find somebody that you like beyond the fact that they are substitute for loneliness. You know that they're
For
helping
sure.
you not be alone. I think that's such a desperate, sad reason to be with somebody.
Absolutely. And you can see that on a lot of people. And look at, I have a fish tank, so I have my pets.
Oh, caralho.
But yeah, I like my own company. That's the thing. I'm not afraid to be alone, and that's what I think a lot of people are. Yeah, they're afraid to
Yeah,
be alone. So
I love being alone when I most of the time.
that's what I'm saying.
It
A lot of
I
times
love
it's
it.
when you choose to be right. So I like my own
Yeah,
company, and that's not, and I feel good about I can go play. I go places by myself. Like I'm going to see another play again in 2 weeks or something by myself. Like I don't just sit home and do nothing just because I don't have somebody to do it with
yeah,
me. Which unfortunately I think a lot of people are. Like a lot of people won't go out to a restaurant by themselves. A lot of people won't do all these things by themselves.
no.
And I just always have. That's never freaked me out. So I mean, maybe I'm just different like that, and I
Do
understand.
you
I
masturbate
understand a
alone
lot of
or
people
no?
don't do that. So wait, what?
Do you masturbate alone or is that something?
Isn't that by definition?
Wow, touche. I mean, you know, I
I don't
gotta
want to
be
be a
honest with you.
wordsmith here, but by definition.
I've masturbated before,
Although I
believe it
suppose
or
you
not.
could do it with company.
I suppose, yeah, but if they can watch that one, I never got off on that. Like if they on FaceTime me, okay, but if they hide there, I'm like, hey, you know, this ain't gonna help. It's you know, caralho.
Don't
Uh,
you know? Really, you don't want him to get warmed up before you.
mm, mm, if that's
You'd
their
rather,
fetish,
you'd rather for once be helpful in that
if
situation.
that's their fetish, I have no problem with that. If they get really turned on by seeing that, sure, yeah, if they whatever floats your boat, huh? But for me, if you ask me what I prefer, me to jerk off or them to do the business, I'm like, well, I could jerk off by myself, Carayo. I don't need you here for this, you know. So, you know, I kind of prefer them to you know make the best of our time together. Um, but yeah, I prefer. Call me crazy. The way I have friendships with my male friends, the
Yes.
amount of time I see them, it's like
Mhm.
they in most of my life, most of my week, I'm by myself or with my doggy, you know,
Right.
doing my various stuffs, my work, my chores, my exercise, whatever the fuck that may be. Okay. And then I enhance my experience by visiting with our friends, going to get something to eat, going to our movies,
Right.
whatever, with our male friends, you know? So
Yes.
in that same way that I sprinkle in that stuff, I would ideally like to sprinkle in female companionship too, and not have it to be like breathing down my neck at all 24
And
hours a fucking day.
mandatory and this and that. Right. And
But
you've got to be really.
apparently that kind of thought process is fucking unthinkable to most people.
Well, I think what
I
it is
wish it wasn't that way.
I think what it is depending on who you're. I mean, listen though, but you
Look,
can't fault
women,
some women want to have babies. Some women
they
want to have
act like I'm a
marriage. Some women,
monster. They act
so
like
you
I'm
can't, no,
a monstrino.
you can't fault people and women for wanting what they want. If a woman really wants to get
They
married and have babies, some women really want to get married and have babies. And when they meet you, they might express to you, I really want to get married and have babies. And then you're like, that's not for me. And then they move on. But you can't
they
say
can have my
they're
they
a
can have
bad
my
and they're this and
schwanz.
that for wanting it because that's what some women want.
They can have my schwanz, but as far as the babies go, they can't have that one. Or they no, and you know what? Fair enough. Guess what? I just found the solution. How about this? They can have my baby, but literally they can have that one. Like they can just keep that.
No, I see.
Is that fair enough?
Listen, some of
Women
my
out there, women in the comments, if I let you to have, can you just have the? I see. I just figured out something. It's not the problem of them wanting to have my baby. It's the problem of them wanting me to help have the one with them.
yeah. Well,
That's
this is
my
what
issue.
D&D is saying. He's hearing a lot of women just want to have a hookup. I know some. I know a
Oh,
lot of.
give me a break. Oh, a lot of women just want to hook up.
I know women
Get
who
the
don't
fuck out of
necessarily
here.
want a dude that's
Get the
going to be
fuck
sweating
out
them
of
all
here.
the time, but women do still want somebody that like cares for them. We like to be cared for.
Listen, listen. All the women that anybody suggesting who just want to hook up, when they find a hookup that they enjoy, you better fucking believe it's not too long till they're gonna start telling the hookup either put up or shut up, cara, or you know shit or get off the pot or whatever. They're not gonna let you just get away with just giving to them the fun. They're gonna want to put the kibosh on the one. They're gonna want to put the dampers on.
I
Am
don't
I
know.
hide or am I hide? Have you ever had a
No,
guy that?
I
Have you
know.
ever had a
I
guy?
will say that. I will say this, Renato, and we should wrap it up soon. But I will say this because of the physiology, because of the actual physical mechanics of how things work.
Yeah.
I will argue that we as recipients may tend to get more attached than the depositor
Okay. Fair enough.
because of the just mechanics of the relationship and the uh yeah I yeah I can but I will also argue that I know it is 100% possible to do it without any attachment. But I will argue that yes, if there's repeated visits, eventually it's
Yeah. See,
probably
that's the
going to be
problem.
the girl who or the recipient who might feel bonded more so than the deliverer.
Here's my problem, and I agree, but here's my fucking problem is it might sound like I'm cold hearted and I give them the cold shoulder or something. And I think it's the opposite. And it's also what fucked their head up is that I do start to get bonded to them where I become very good friends with them. I start really caring about them. You know, like I if they have a problem, I want it to be a shoulder to cry on. I like to make them to laugh. I like to do nice stuff for them. My problem is I don't want you to move in, and I don't want you to have say. I want agency over my
Yeah.
lifey.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's the problem. Is I have all those same feeling they do in terms of I love hanging out with you. I can't wait. Oh, we're gonna laugh. We're gonna eat. We're gonna do all kinds of
Yeah.
shit. We're gonna fuck with each other, play prank. You know, jump out from behind the fucking bookcase and go fuck yeah, I got you. Whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
I just don't want you. I want it to be like how when you're dating somebody. I just want to be me, and we part of each other's life, not all of each other's life.
Right.
And for some reason, that sweet spot just don't exist. I don't know my counterpart in females. I just never meet that ones. If they out there, I never get. You could have fooled me, por.
Right. And it's tough too, because then it's also depends on like what age they're at. And then they want
I
different things
mean,
at different ages, and they might be more or less desperate at different ages to get that thing. And then
I've been with women older than me and women younger than me, and I never meet one that just kind of feel the same way. Like whereas like we're not checking like someone who don't have a say about like who's on your Instagram. Me, you know what I mean? It's like who's gonna like oh I saw you like that person picture or oh you went out of town and then you didn't call me once over the weekend. You know some shit like
yeah,
that. Like
yeah,
I don't go through that with like I don't feel that about them even if I really like them. Like I'm just like, oh, I hope she like if she say, oh, I went out with my girlfriends this weekend. I don't go, well, I wonder shit what was happening. I
Yeah,
just think, oh,
you're not stalking her IG stories
I
to.
I think to myself, wow, that's great that she have friends that she really like, and I want to
But people
hear.
do that. People
But you
like
understand?
stalk story.
I know, I know, and they do it even in the very beginning before you. I've experienced where I'm just start talking to a girl, and I haven't even met her yet, and she already comment on, oh, I see you like so and so, or you like something, and you go, oh boy, we already getting
That
started,
guy.
huh? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I
Yeah.
just I don't want I the only way I've said this shit a million times, but the only way I can equate this is the way you have great best friends, best male friends, the same way, except for you also have sex.
Right. Yeah,
Why
that kind of
can't I
relationship would be
find
nice.
that?
That'd be nice.
That's
That'd be
all I
nice.
want out of life. That's all I want out of life. I don't.
That'd be
I
nice.
mean, my friends don't need to move in. They don't go. They don't go. Well, I saw you. I saw you play basketball with Mike the other day. Why are you doing that? Ah, yeah. I don't ever want you to play basketball with no
Hey,
one else.
well, let's just for the record though, dudes can be like that as well. So
Oh, I'm not.
don't
Wait a
act like
second.
only women are the jealous type or the suspicious type or the
Karen Bryant,
stalking or the
I'm only saying this because I happen to date women, and this is my experience. I know that there's crazy guys. I seen them. I know guys that behave like that.
yeah.
It's just not me. And
Like
I
telling
might.
their girl they better put the location on their phone and
I
tracking
mean,
this,
I've
doing
seen
that.
guys who if they go out of town, they make sure that she's not allowed to trim her pubic hair. I'm talking about to that
Yes,
level. Yeah, and
I
like
am
I'm
not.
so far in the other direction than that. I can't even have my head around that shit. That shit give me that shit. Even hearing that stuff give me anxiety. I don't want nobody keeping tabs on me. I don't like none of that. You know what it make me
Yeah,
feel like? It make me feel like you're my parent if you're
yeah,
behaving like that. It make you
exactly.
feel like I gotta lie to you. I gotta get nervous when you call. I don't want none of that.
Right,
Fuck
because
that.
grown-ups should not be treated like children.
Yeah, I waited a long time to be grown up, and now I'm in
Exactly.
control of my fucking life. I live alone.
Yeah.
And Karen Bryant, follow me here, and I might have said this before. How it usually goes: you're a kid, and you can't wait to get out of your parents' house. You
Yep.
can't wait till you're grown up. I won't have to listen to nobody tell me nothing. They can't tell me what to eat, what time to go to bed, whatever. Then finally you get out of the house, and then you're free. And then, but you broke, so you got to move in with roommates.
Right.
Okay, but you're still not with your parents, so they're not telling you where to, what to do, but
Right.
you still gotta live with fucking people. Then finally you get your shit together enough to where you can live finally by yourself and do come and go as you please, eat whatever the fuck you want. I'm the boss of my own stuff. So now you're telling me the next step is to throw that away and get somebody who have to tell you who have a
No.
say in how you decorate your place, what
No.
is in the refrigerator, what you gonna eat for dinner, where you can come and go, who you can fuck. I don't see the benefit of that. Am I call me crazy?
No. No. I don't. I'm
Why?
not there
But why
either.
am I? Why am I in
You're not. I think
the
it's just. I don't think you're unusual for that. I think maybe it's just that Yeah, I don't think you're unusual for that because
people tell me to grow up. They say you just haven't found the right person. I go, what do I got to be 70? I mean, I've been around the block. It's not what I didn't saw the magic person.
I don't know. I feel like with social media and all this stuff anyway, it's so easy to know exactly what people are doing all the time. Like,
I'm not curious what somebody if somebody want me to know what they're doing, they're gonna tell me.
they're gonna tell me. Yeah, I don't know. I think people are allowed to have their space, and to.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
not
and
gonna
then
go through
oh,
your
I
phone. I'm not gonna, yeah, I'm not gonna
Karen
do that.
Bryant, you know what else? Another thing that happened, they will complain that I don't do that. They'll go, well, aren't you curious what I did? Like I'm like for real. I don't want to. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like you went out with your girlfriends or whatever. Like I don't care. I mean, like let's say if a guy friend of mine did something let's say he's into an activity like golf, okay, and he go on a golfing trip with his golfing buddies, okay. I'm not gonna go, oh, so what happened on the golfing trip? You know what I mean? I'm like,
Right.
that's a stuff, a part of this dude's life that is his own stuff, and they have their own inside jokes with that. I'm more interested in what are we talking about, the interest that we have in share together. What movies are we talking about, or what
Yeah.
basketball game, or what something that I'm interested in. I don't need to harp on what fun and on why it's not like what I do with him and stuff like that, because
I
people have other people and other friends in their life.
I
So
get it. I get
what?
it. I get it. Well, before we get out of here, Tim Klingbeil, this is sort of silly, but saying first normal or first date normal or now getting a tracking microchip embedded, definitely that's a now.
Not a bad idea.
Conceiving conceiving octuplets, probably normal for you. Attending a Sea Org convention with David Muscovich.
Yeah, you gotta wear your khaki, your Levi Dockers, and
Is
your
he the
shirt.
Scientology guy?
Yeah, I only know Sea Org. I don't know this guy's David. I think he's the guy who was
Muscovich. I
like,
know the name. I thought it was
I
the yeah.
I know
I know,
Sea Org, and I think David is the guy who was like get kind of like he's like the what you call the
the
guy from
guru kind of
Miramax. He's the Harvey Weinstein of Scientology. I think he was
TNF
like getting
right.
he was like known for huffing people up and intimidating
Oh
people and
God.
stuff.
Oh
Yeah, that's a
God.
whole nother
Yeah, I think
fucking
all of those things are no's and nows. I think those are all
yeah.
nows. Total so now. Hey,
Yeah,
listen,
that's a now for
Hanato.
me.
There's a possibility next week that you and I might be at a screening on Tuesday night. So we're gonna figure it out if we're doing the show on Wednesday next week
Yeah.
instead.
Otherwise known as she's going to try to lure me somewhere, put a chloroform or a hoofies in my drink. She's gonna say it's a screening at the arc light, and then she's gonna take me back to her place, and I'm gonna found her. It's gonna be like a wedding crashers where the guys play chummy sticks with
No,
Vince Vaughn.
it's a screening that we may go to where our friend Josh Barnett is in the film. Josh Barnett, who has been on our show before. It also has Cowboy Cerrone in it. It's a Michael Jai White film. So we might be going to that screening, but we might just be doing our show. But it might be fun to go to it because we know some friends in the movie.
Yeah, or about 10, 15 years from now, I'm gonna be telling he enacting the story like it's the Cosby documentary about how Karyn Bryant was trying to put to put a Kuhari poisonings and chloroform
Uh-huh.
and
So
try to make love to your Uncle Hanach.
we will let you know, folks. But earlier tonight over on Instagram, we have Rob Font on. So that is
Ah,
on
hot
my
fudge.
Instagram feed, which I'll be posting over here in a second, but it'll also be on YouTube tomorrow. And this was episode 32 that we did. A lot of people on our show already. And in fact, Hinato, it's fight week again for Clay Guida.
Oh,
Clay
Clay
was on. Yeah,
Clay
he was on.
Higuida.
Yeah. So Clay was on before, so people could look that one up and check that one out. He's a great guest, and just
Great hair. Oh, okay. After the fucking episode, did you see he went to like Bosley or one of these fucking places and he got the treatment?
oh boy,
You remember we talked about it?
I know we were talking
He
about it.
pulled the fucking trigger on that. He took a video of from the place. He
Wow,
did the treat. He did the
he did
fucking
it.
treatment.
He did it. Wow.
Good for him.
Well,
Good for
good
him,
for him.
Taylor.
Well, there you go. Well, so folks, yeah. Hanato, where can people find you on social media?
They can find me on Renato_Laranja on all social media, but most important is Instagram me because I'm more active on there. And basically anything else is just gonna be siphoned from fucking the hub of Instagram me. So that's probably your best bet, God.
Okay. Well, people can find all of these shows on festivities.com as well. We have all of the Tuesday night festivities and all of the after party shows on festivities.com. So you can just look there, or they're all on my YouTube channel as well. And if you're here watching this on YouTube and or Twitter, just hit that subscribe button. But yeah, over on Instagram, I'm at KBheat. Go ahead. What?
I got a question.
Yeah.
Would it be too much to ask you put Renato_Laranja like across my or like diet or somewhere down like where people
I will
can
put it
saw
up.
that?
Well, I don't use this one's live, so I don't. Oh, but you're right. I could make one of them for next week. I will make them so we each have them. You're right.
Yeah, because
That way,
imagine when I was telling that story about what I'm interested in. Imagine if you was like some woman in like North Dakota somewhere or whatever, and you was like, "Oh my God, my prince, he's here. This is the what I've been looking for my whole life." And then she go, "Who the fuck is this guy? I mean, all my male friends and dad and everything know who he is, but who is the guy? Renato underscore Laranja." And then
well,
she
you know
can
what
get in
I will
touch with
do,
him.
Hanato? In
What?
fact, what I can do is change this screen around us, and I can add at Hanato underscore Laranja above your head or something, so it's just there all the
Oh,
time.
as long as it's not too intrusive, maybe. But I got a question. You know, we was looking for new
Or I
names
could
for
just
the.
make it a video clip that we pull up whenever we want to. Yes.
You can do that, or I got a great idea. Just spitballing here. You know how we're looking for a new name for the show?
Yes.
Just call it Renato underscore Laranja. It have a nice hint to it, and it make a great hashtaggy.
I don't think so, though, because what about
Uh,
me?
now what about you,
I
Karyn?
don't know that that speaks to the dynamic of the show.
That speaks to somehow that speaks to me, and I speak to a lot
Like
of
you
the
said, we're
fans.
spitballing it. But folks, we are thinking of a new name for the show, and
Not
at
because
any
we
rate,
don't like it, but because
it's a mouthful.
it's a little bit of a lot it's a mouthful, and also it's a lot to fucking type into the thing. And there's already a TNF for some other bullshit. So
Exactly. Yeah. We're just trying to think something shorter. But yeah, so at KBheat on Instagram, Karyn Bryant, Karyn. Bryant as in Kobe, no relation, but may he rest in peace. That's how you can find me on YouTube and Twitter, and also my TikTok, which I've been starting to do a couple things on there. I
chick
should
chock,
probably do
huh?
some.
I haven't made that. I haven't jumped
Dude, I
that,
have like
taken the
20
leap.
followers because I barely do anything over there. But I'm like, yeah, I should probably
I'm
get it
scared
going.
of chick chock. I'm
I know,
scared
me
of chick
too.
chock. You know why? Not because they're like too old or something like that. What it is like I don't want one more goddamn thing to be hopped up in. I already feel like all this shit take so much of my goddamn life. I can't imagine another fucking thing to be scrolling through.
And knowing that it's there, knowing, oh, I should probably feed that beast. That's really what it
Oh
turns into. Yeah, no,
no.
I'm not
I,
even
I I I probably lose my fucking mind. I don't know if I
yeah,
can do it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. At any
Plus,
rate, folks,
yeah.
thank you for joining us. Yeah, this has been fun. It's fun, Hanato. It's
Yeah.
good
Oh,
to
and everybody out there, a recommendation. I know you probably haven't fucked with it yet, but Winning Chime on HBO,
I haven't
the
watched it.
Lakers. Um, yes, it's that's a good
It's
one.
based
Oh,
on the
and I
Lakers,
saw I saw a movie that I can recommend too.
which
Um,
was
okay, I stayed away from this one because I thought it was a type of movie that it wasn't, and it ended up being a pleasant surprise. Nightmare Alley.
okay. I fell asleep. I gotta try again because I didn't. It didn't.
Oh,
I
well, maybe you
wanted
don't
to
like
like
those
it.
type of movie. Um,
No. I thought I was gonna really like it, and I was like, and then I need to try
well, you
again.
started it too late or something like that.
I think
Well,
so.
I do that all the time. Don't have nothing to do with the movie, but my take on that is I thought it was gonna be some cockamamie supernatural horse shit, which is why I didn't saw it in the first place. Turns out it's like an old timey noir,
Yeah.
kind of like an episode of Alfred Hitchcock Present or something like that. And I love those old black and white movie. So it's like a kind of movie that don't get made very often anymore. And for me, it was high up my fucking alley, and I had no idea. It was just a pleasant surprise.
And that's why I thought I would like it, and why when I was
Ah,
watching it, I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm liking this,
well,
but I think I just started it too late and I was
interesting.
tired. And
And hey, I can't. I'm just saying for your Uncle Henach taste, I enjoyed that shit.
okay,
Um,
I started watching Pieces of Her on Netflix.
I don't even know
Which
what is that. What is
it's
pieces of her?
it's like a miniseries, 8 episode miniseries with Toni Collette because I like her. I finished Bridgerton the other day. It was
Johnny
very good.
Collette. Johnny Collette is in fucking Nightmare Alley, caralho.
Right, exactly. She is. She is. That's right. She's very good. But yeah, I finished Bridgerton season 2 the other day, so that was very good.
Now, did you? Now, it didn't have the guy who's the poor man's Uncle
So
Hanach in there, though.
This season was better than last season.
Listen, if the guy that looked like Uncle Hanach ain't in there, I'm not watching, caralho.
He was okay. I mean, he was hot, but he wasn't like whatever. But I mean, whatever. I thought this season was better than last season.
I think you're off base. No, I didn't saw it, so I don't know. I didn't even saw the first season of that.
Yeah,
I only
the
saw
first
like
season
one episode.
That's not usually the kind of stuff I watch. So the first season, I was pleasantly surprised that I even liked it, and I'm sure that
No,
guy
you like
Reg,
that kind of
whatever, had
stuff.
something to do with
You
it. I really
you
don't.
you like romance novels.
I
You like the
really
stuff
don't.
at the house and the
I really
Vons
don't.
in
I'm really
the
not a
next to the
chick.
Inquirer.
I really am not a chick like that.
Yeah, you are.
But I was pleasantly surprised. But yeah, I thought this season was better than the first. So that's just me.
Huh?
But anyway, listen, folks, thank you so much for joining us. We should get out of here before his cricket.
Yeah, how many hours is this? Fucking 7 hours later. Okay.
Hours.
Okay, I got some sprucing up to do. I'm gonna check you out later.
All right.
Um,
See you, folks.
I'm gonna dust off some of the HMB and get out of here.
And I won't.
Mm.
Okay.
Maybe you gotta change your tune about the HMB music.
I might.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks for joining us, folks. See you later.
Ciao. Until next week.
Bye.